Government resolute to ensure food sufficiency. Regions directed to strategize on youth empowerment. Good evening, I am Faida Ngaga. You can also follow us live via our YouTube channel, TBC Online. Also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook and Twitter pages at TBC Online. President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan says the government has not restricted exportation of food. Instead, it instructs the National Food Reserve Agency, NFRA, to buy food and crops from farmers and then sell the surplus in foreign currency instead of Tanzanian shillings. President Samia made this statement while giving a speech to mark the end of the Nane Nane Agricultural Fair at the John Mwakangali grounds in Mbeya. It's a report by Adolf Mbata, read to you by Apasia Ringo.
In the National Nane Nane Agricultural Fair, President Samia Suluhu Hassan visits the fair and then launched the distribution of equipment for the irrigation sector in the councils in the country. President Samia, in her speech, she says that the government has not banned export of maize, but instead wants the process to be done in an orderly manner.
Magari yanatoka tu nchi jirani, yanaingia moja kwa moja kwenye mikoa yetu.
People come from neighboring countries, enter our country directly, go to our district without barriers, and go to buy crops from farmers. There are agents who are given money at the border, and they come to collect our crops. With our money, we can sell our crops in foreign currency. If we set up a good purchasing system and control the vehicles going directly to the farmer, we will know how we sell and how we are paid. And that's why this year, I gave you enough money so that NFRA can buy products from farmers. We will store them, and people from abroad who want to buy our products can buy them directly from the government.
About irrigation scheme fees, President Samia says that the projects must be charged, directing the ministry to review how the process can be done.
Kuchimba visima kwa wakulima.
Drilling wells from 60,000 farmers is not a small task. We have the ability to do better because we are blessed with lakes like Lake Victoria, Nyasa and Tanganyika. If we draw water to help agriculture, it will not harm the fish in the water. Look at the possibility of providing water to irrigate the fields. Farmers should harvest twice a year, and it is possible. Experts should look at how they can use it so that our agricultural activities grow.
The Minister of Agriculture, Hussein Bashe, spoke about production and how it will increase productivity by ensuring that farmers get fertilizer at affordable price.
Avocado production has increased from 9,000 tons to 29,031 tons last season. These changes are a result of two initiatives. One of them is your visit to Kenya, on which you welcomed the investors to our country. They came and opened centers in Mbeya and Njombe regions. But you also gave subsidies to avocado farmers, and we are very grateful.
Mheshimiwa Rais, tunakushukuru sana kwa hatua hii.
Finally, here youth expressed their delight after JKT and two ministries of agriculture and livestock entering into a joint agreement to build the capacity of young people through building a better tomorrow project.
We are ready and we believe that where we go is safe, and we are going to get more training so that we can produce patriotically.
The contract has been signed, and we have no doubts with the information we had from the beginning. We believe in our leaders and their plans. We are generally ready because patriotism is everything in any country. We make sure that they develop patriotism in the army and that they develop tenacity so that when they go to those jobs, they will have patience. Also, they should work believing that they are doing it for Tanzania. Be patriotic to ensure that this nation moves forward.
Now, to understand more about the day, here's a short history of the Nane Nane Day as prepared by Damian Mnyikwa and narrated to you by Teddy Mparanyanga.
For the first time, this day was celebrated in 1977, known as the Great Day of Saba Saba. The importance of this holiday to be celebrated on July 7th was due to the fact that it was the anniversary of the birth of the TANU political party that brought the independence of Tanganyika. This party, according to history, was born in Lumumba Street on the 7th of July 1954, after the merger of two political parties, Tanganyika African Association and African Association. Those years, the celebrations were very important. Tanzania, which was a country of farmers and workers, considered agriculture as an important and official activity within the country. At that time, through the radio waves in Tanzania, songs were heard that awakened feelings and hearts of patriotism in the country. The Marquis Desire Orchestra Band sang the song of the trip to Mbeya, which was mainly for Sabasaba. As with the holidays of Christmas, New Year, Easter, and Eid, Tanzanians considered Sabasaba to be a great holiday for them. Young and old people of that era, dressed in traditional wares known as lubega, pekosi, taiti, tinabu, and raizoni shoes, while their hair was woven in Afro style and others in Kambona style. They danced with joy and happiness, shouts and cheers, enjoying the fruits of their labor, agriculture, and livestock keeping. Later in 1994, this day was changed and called Nane Nane and started to be celebrated on the 8th of August every year. The goal of the government to change this day was to make Sabasaba a day of international trade fairs, where many traders showed up to show their products. From Sabasaba to Nane Nane, this day remains important. Through several policies starting from politics is agriculture, agriculture is the backbone, agriculture first, and now the Build Better Tomorrow BBT program, citizens remember and recognize the role of agriculture and animal husbandry in their lives, given that a large percentage of Tanzanians are farmers. In regional and national exhibitions, farmers show real agricultural products and livestock, and others showcase modern agricultural inputs and are taught the best way to use these inputs for the well-being of agriculture and the nation as whole. In the city of Dar es Salaam, this festival was allocated a special area in Kilwa Road, and in the region's 8 zones were set aside to build special grounds for the exhibition. This year, the celebration is being held at John Makangale grounds in Mbeya region under the theme, Youth and Women are the Strong Foundation of a Sustainable Food System. The official guest is the President, Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, who has been a leader in agricultural welfare agendas in the country and across Africa. Her BBT policy bringing light to agriculture among the youth.
Thank you very much, Damien and Teddy, for that piece. In other news, Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa directs local government authorities to prioritize youth economic empowerment strategies by providing them with entrepreneurial skills and tactics. The Prime Minister made the directive today while closing the youth conference in Dodoma, insisting that the skills are vital for grabbing economic opportunities. Apasia Ringo has more details.
The Prime Minister, Kassim Majaliwa, has instructed each region to prepare a strategic plan to encourage youth to pursue legal activities and attract more young people to involve themselves in economic activities. Majaliwa urges financial institutions to make public opportunities they offer.
Kila mmoja ahamasike.
Everyone should be inspired and get ready to work on a project which they believe will create a profit and stand with confidence that you can make it.
The Prime Minister asked that the government expects them to use the knowledge they have acquired and take advantage of the opportunities available inside and outside of the Dodoma region. Earlier, the Dodoma Regional Commissioner, Rosemary Senyamule, said that the 2-day conference has involved more than 3,000 young people from all the districts of the Dodoma region.
A book titled Africa, Magufuli and Change has been launched at the St. Augustine University of Tanzania in Mwanza, where the African countries praised the move and contribution of Dr. John Magufuli to Pan-Africanism. According to the author of this book, Professor Malango Chindhenga, the book is being launched for the second time after being launched in Malawi. Moses Matthew has more.
Saudi intellectuals and the community around the university gathered at M15 Hall to attend the launch of the Dr. John Paul Magufuli book titled The Africa and Magufuli Change, the book that has impressed different calibers. The Saudi Vice Chancellor Professor Kostari Kimaharu to deliver his impressive speech that shows how important the book was launched at the St. Augustine University of Tanzania here in Mwanza City.
University of Tanzania being the place where the book written by Professor Malango Chimtenga is being launched in Tanzania.
The author of the book, Professor Malango Chimtenga, has started writing the book in 2017, the book that has 5 parts, one part telling the story of the late Dr. Magufuli.
My first task, as I'm standing before you, is to at least present the technical aspect of this book, Africa, Magufuli and Change. The project for writing this book started in 20.
If you talk about Magufuli to me, he is a role model. He is a gift from God.
The former State House Controller Ngusa Samike provoked by those misinforming Magufuli legacy.
If he was alive, he would have taken an opportunity to come and talk about his legacy in relation to the decision that he made when he was in power. But it was God's will. He left before he got the opportunity. We have seen some people misleading others about the legacy of Magufuli. God's plan all. Let us not mislead others, even if the truth won't be told today. One day, the truth will be unfolded itself.
Hata kama ukweli hautaongea leo, upo ukweli siku utaongea.
Moses Matthew, TBC, Mwanza.
Now from Mwanza region, let's head over to Kagera, whereby the region has successfully planted more than 10,900,000 trees as part of the implementation of the National Tree Planting Campaign for the year 2022-2023 to combat climate change and conserve water sources. The Kagera Regional Commissioner Fatma Mwasa made the revelation while welcoming the Uhuru Torch, which starts its race in the region, expected to inspect 57 projects worth more than 26.3 billion shillings. It's a report by Charles Mwebea, read to you by Apasia Ringo.
The Kagera Regional Commissioner Hajat Fatma Mwasa receiving the Uhuru Torch from the Geita Regional Commissioner Martin Shigela in the village of Nyakabango in the district of Muleba, and gives a report on the region thereafter.
By the 8th of August 2023, we have been able to plant 10,900,000 trees, which is equal to 90.8% of the goal to plant 12 million trees every year.
Then the Uhuru Torch begins to inspect various projects, including the road project in the town of Muleba, where the Uhuru Torch race leader Abdallah Shaibu commends Tanzania Rural and Urban Roads Agency, TARURA, for successfully executing road projects.
We have visited the area and have verified the quality and the measurement have been considered. Honorable District Commissioner, let me sincerely say that a good work has been done. Congratulations.
While in the Kagera region, the Uhuru Torch expects to lay foundation stones and inspect a total of 57 projects worth more than 26.3 billion Tanzanian shillings.
The government is urged to come up with methods to coach young people on investment and financial matters to ensure youth are equipped with relevant understanding of financial issues to support them thrive economically. Speaking on the sideline of a training provided to young people on financial issues, the Executive Director of LTF Financial Services Limited says the knowledge is critical for the young people in the country.
Part of the government is that this knowledge needs to be, imparted into the young ones. We need to start from the time when this, youngster is starting to earn money. It can even be allowance money. What do you do with that allowance money? Because if the skills or the disciplines that you build with a little money is the same discipline that will help you with the, larger sums that you're going to get in the future, or the larger goals and dreams that you're going to have in the future. So if we start from the grassroots, from the home, actually we start from the home, we go to the schools, we come to the universities. These platforms will maybe in the future they won't be needed as much, because everything would have been rooted in somebody's early stages in life. Yeah.
People to like to attend this type of events because they are very good, or they're very, you will benefit more by coming here. And of course investment is one of the component in GDP. So we believe when people invest in different asset classes, it could be different. People investing in what? In real estate. People investing in what? In maybe treasury bonds. It will be easy for them.
The youth who participated in the training say that after receiving relevant training on events, it has benefited them to expand their businesses.
Form my mind, how I invest, how I see finances in a wide range. Like I can't even put in word. We'll need the whole day for that session. It's so impactful because whatever they teach is something you come out of this event and you go and practice tomorrow, Monday morning.
It has impacted me so much because especially on the area of investment. In 2020, I started investing in shares, but I wasn't doing it so well. Not until in 2021, I got to learn a lot about investment in shares, and since then I've been investing heavily in stock market.
I didn't know anything about investment, okay, but after attending I learned about UTT, I learned about stocks, and immediately I started investing in mutual fund UTT, and since then I've been witnessing my money growing in that particular investment.
Moving on, the size of the domestic market in the Dar es Salaam stock market has increased by 0.41% from 10.85 trillion shillings to 10.90 trillion shillings in the week ending August 4th. Elaborating the performance report of the market, the manager of business development, Leonard Kameta, says the increase was caused by the increase in the share prices of DCB, NMB, Simba and TOL.
Directly, we're going to look at the size of the market, and here we look at the domestic market capitalization, whereby it increased by 0.41%, that is from 10.85 trillion to reach 10.90 trillion. And the increase is due to increase in price of DCB, NMB, Simba and TOL shares. On the same week that ended with on 4th August 2023, the total market capitalization of the shares in the stock exchange increased by 0.17%. That is from 14.99 trillion for the week ended 28 August to reach 15.01 trillion. Sorry. The increase on the market size is due to increase in price of DCB, again, NMB, Simba, TOL, KCB, and Jubilee Holdings shares during this week.
In addition, Kameta adds that the liquidity side of shares has decreased by 1.29 billion shillings, which is a 68% reduction from 1.88 billion in the week ending July 28th to 596 million, where the reduction is due to the decrease in the price of the shares of the Mkombozi Company, TICL, Nickel and CRDB. In terms of bonds, the value of bonds listed in the market has decreased by 0.02% from 19.30 trillion shillings to 19.28 trillion shillings in the week ending August 4th. Let's have a look at other stories now. Residents of 3 wards of Mwantini, Mwalukwa and Mwamala have been relieved of shortage of clean and safe water problem after the international organization Life Water, in collaboration with the Regional Rural Water Supply and Sanitation Agency RUWASA in Shinyanga, started the implementation of a clean water project worth more than 1 billion shillings. Speaking to TBC, the director of Life Water Tanzania, Devocatus Kamara, says the project also includes the construction of modern toilets and setting clean water systems in the district's primary schools. Grayson Kakuru has more.
Speaking immediately after the members of the board of directors of Life Water Organization from United States visited the projects, some of the residents of Mwalukwa Ward thanked the government and Life Water Organization for the access to clean water.
Now we do not face a challenge with water. We used to fetch waters at a very long distance. We use the water for the cows.
The animals and their health, it's true that right now it is summer, but the health of the animals, it's good. I'm sure you can see that as well. This is because of this project.
We have been able to raise the water coverage in collaboration with the Rural Water Supply Agency in Shinyanga from the 34% to 75% as of now.
The manager of RUWASA Shinyanga district, Emaeli Nkopi, explains the role of RUWASA has played the project.
We have been cooperating from the process of visualization, designing and building. But even after its completion, a part of the implementation of this project in this village of Bulambira, citizens have been started to gain access to water services.
In Hinduki Primary School in Martin Ward, the Clean and Safe Water Project has helped them to get rid of various diseases and also to implement the strategy of the organization, which is to ensure availability of clean and safe water in primary schools.
Our purpose is to make sure that we are ensuring children are getting safe and clean water at school, for them to be able to attend classes as planned throughout the year.
Our mission is to provide access to safe water, improve sanitation and hygiene one village at a time. And we do this in multiple places, but in Tanzania specifically, we started the work here in 2018. We toured around Tanzania to look for places where we would launch our first project. And we came to Shinyanga district. The need was great.
Reporting from Shinyanga, I'm Grayson Kakuru, TBC.
Now, before we wind up our local news, let's take a look at today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Don't miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. Time now for all the latest in international news. Let's have a look at international news compiled by Ramadhani Mpenda and read to you by Apasia Ringo.
Niger's military coup leader Jean Abdourahmane Chiani has named the former finance minister Ali Mahmoud Lamin Zain as the new prime minister following the 26th July coup. The appointment of Mr. Ali Zain has been announced in a statement read out on national television by Colonel Amadou Abdourahmane at a time when the international community is seeking to restore constitutional order. Also, Mali and Burkina Faso's ruling juntas sent delegations to Niamey to show unity with the leaders of the coup in Niger amid regional threats to intervene against them. Both Mali and Burkina Faso had previously warned that any foreign intervention in Niger will be considered as a declaration of war against them. Meanwhile, Niger's junta on Tuesday rejected the latest diplomatic mission from African countries aimed at restoring constitutional order after July 26th coup, resisting pressure from the United States and the United Nations to come to the negotiating table. West African countries and global powers hope there is still a window of opportunity for mediation with Niger school leaders before a Thursday summit that could agree on military intervention to restore democracy. Ethiopian Airlines on Tuesday has cancelled its scheduled flights from Wednesday to Friday to the capital of Amhara, Bahir Dar, in the region of northern Ethiopia, shaken by fighting between the federal army and local militias. The federal government of Ethiopia earlier last week declared a state of emergency in Amhara, Ethiopia's second most populous region, plagued by heavy fighting just 9 months after the end of a devastating conflict in neighboring Tigray region. Amhara forces, including the nationalist Fano militia, were key allies of the government during the war waged against the protest authorities in Tigray between November 2020 and November 2022. And leaders of the 8 Amazon rainforest countries are gathering on Tuesday for the first time in 14 years with plans to reach a broad agreement on issues from fighting deforestation to financing sustainable development. The Summit of Amazon Cooperation Treaty Organization members in the Brazilian city of Belém aim to agree to a regional pact to stop deforestation by 2030 and illegal gold mining and cooperate on cross-border policing of environment crime.
That was international news. Sports news up next. In sports news, Azam FC head coach Yusuf Dabo says his squad is ready to face the Community Shield defending champions Young Africans in the semi-final encounter to be played at Mkwakwani Stadium, Tanga, on Wednesday. Speaking after inspecting the Mkwakwani Stadium, Dabo asked that the match will test the team before the beginning of the NBC Premier League and the Confederation Cup.
For me, it's like the first preparation. So we continue our preparation to improve our team in the different competition who start soon, like CAF.
Azam FC face Young Africans in the first semi-finals before arch rivals Simba FC play Singida Fountain Gate in the second semi-finals of the Community Shield Cup in Tanga. In other sports news, the FIFA referee instructor Leslie Liunda says referee physical tests held at Benjamin Mkapa Stadium will boost the standards of officiating football matches during the NBC Premier League next season. Speaking to the TBC News reporter in Dar es Salaam, Liunda urges referees to follow 17 football rules during the NBC Premier League competition this season to avoid complaints from the soccer fans, players and football officials in the country.
Supposed to take place earlier this year, but FIFA postponed it. However, the training has helped us to prepare our referees ready for the Premier League competition this season. We hope they will do better.
NBC Premier League will kick off on August 15th, and the arch rivals Simba FC and Young Africans will play on November 5th. And that's it for sports news. Before we conclude the news bulletin, let us take a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours.
Hello and welcome to our daily weather forecast starting tonight at 9 p.m. From Tanzania Meteorological Authority, my name is Ramadan Omari. Periods of strong wind are expected to continue tomorrow over some areas of our country. And TMA has issued an advisory of strong wind reaching 40 kilometers per hour and large waves reaching 2 meters over the entire coast here. Also, TMA has issued an advisory of strong wind reaching 40 kilometers per hour over Lake Tanganyika. Over Lake Victoria and the Lake Nyasa, wind speed is expected to reach 30 kilometers per hour. And tonight, we are expected dry condition with cool temperatures over most part of our country. And the lowest minimum temperature is expected to be 60 degrees Celsius over Mbeya region. And tomorrow, few areas, especially over northern coast, including northern part of Morogoro region, are expected to feature partly cloudy condition, light rain showers and sun periods. And the remaining regions are expected to feature partly cloudy condition and sun periods. And now, let's have a look on the next 4 days of forecast over some regions of our country. And that is all for today. Thank you for joining us, and goodbye.
And that marks the end of the news bulletin for tonight. Don't miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. I am Faida Gaga. Have a lovely night.